And now I'd like to introduce the mayor and thank him for all of his leadership.
Good afternoon, everybody. Before we go any further, I want to give a big shout out for Michael Smith, Jin Shun, and Jamie Lay for this production that they did on the video. All of the people at City Cable. Let's give them a big round of applause. While the video is created for this event, this is a video that we will use as we go forward, as we do every year, using the video as part of our economic development of our city. We can show other cities, other businesses, other countries our video to give them a short encapsulation of what we have here. And their work is just so fantastic. So thank you, guys. Let's get started. On behalf of the City of Torrance and the Torrance City Council, thank you for joining me today. And in the interest of time, I'm going to acknowledge everyone as a whole for your dedication in the success of Torrance. Thank you very much for helping to make Torrance such a great place to call home. And I also want to thank everyone who supported my reelection in June. Your confidence in me is deeply appreciated. And to those who sought not to support me, what were you thinking? Just saying. Of course, there is one person I must specially acknowledge, and that is my wife, Terry. Thank you for 41 years of marriage and allowing me to serve as the mayor of our great city. You are the best flot ever. First Lady of Torrance, flot. One update from last year, if you will recall, just before I delivered my address, I was advised that my daughter-in-law, Kate, had gone into labor. I'm excited to report that Declan Patrick Furey did join us later that day. And just a few days ago, we celebrated both of our birthdays. Declan, his first birthday. Me, we're not going to talk about that. But suffice it to say, Declan is already walking and talking, and Mayor Furey is still walking and talking. Now on to the state of the city. So here I am, honored to be back for my second term as your mayor, reflecting on another busy year in Torrance. Each year when I sit down to brainstorm about this speech, I realize just how much I continue to learn about our great city. How do we get here? How do we operate? Why do we do the things we do? Who are the constituents working behind the scenes? How do we make ideas of our residents, business partners, staff, the greater community come to fruition? Well, I'll tell you, it's not easy. That's for sure. But the process is all part of our design. But why does that matter? Jason Schupbach, the Director of Design Programs for the National Endowment for the Arts, and a partner with the Mayor's Institute for City Design said, design is a problem-solving tool that transforms an idea into reality. Good designers take their creative genius, apply it to the most difficult problems in our lives, and come up with solutions that are sensitive to people's needs, yet they're efficient and ultimately cost-effective. I like to think of our city staff, business partners, residents as our designers. Their collaborative effort is what continues to shape our city. Torrance operates the way it does by design. The great founder of our city, Jared Sidney Torrance, saw the need for a mixed industrial residential community, and the overall plan was really innovative for its time. We're talking the early part of the 20th century. It divided the original town into three districts. The business district at the city's core, which you all know now as Old Torrance, the industrial district to the north and the east of the city core, and to the west, the residential district. It was created to remain balanced, a motto that still rings true today. It's because of our unique original design that we now, in the present day, continue to operate on a balanced budget. We are also projected to remain balanced for the next 5 years, with revenue growth between 2.6% and 3.4%. And also, our unemployment at 3.4% is lower than the county, the state, and the national rates. Like I mentioned, yeah, you can start with that. You are the employers. You should applaud that one. Like I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of information I've gathered about the city over the years. As a resident, I was not aware of just how complex local government really is. When I became a commissioner, I was able to familiarize myself and better understand how the city operates. And it operates much like a large business. As a council member, I had the responsibility of representing our greater community, bringing forth the concerns of our residents, business partners, community members, and I was enlightened about the process our city staff earnestly follows, the steps they take to ensure concerns are addressed, and having to, at times, myself, step back from my personal views to maintain the integrity of the city's design. And now, as mayor, I have a very up close and personal relationship with the city's processors and our designers. So who fulfills this process? Who are the designers? We're very lucky to have a city manager who's been with us for more than 40 years, Leroy Jackson. Leroy is a true historian. He has not only seen the development of recent years, but he's actually helped shape it. Our department directors are truly experts in their field, and they keep us abreast of industry trends. Their staff maintain records and distribute requests to appropriate parties. And I have to say, working closely with our city staff, I'm reminded of how conscientious and capable these team members are in continuously looking for ways to improve all our city has to offer. Our business partners, who in their own design provide jobs, services, and products to our community. And on an international level, our loyal partners who are also supportive of our programs and promote growth and innovation. And of course, our residents. Residents must be involved in our process. Our elected officials, city commissions, organizations, nonprofits, individuals, that's why we are here, to provide all of them with the highest standard of resources and programs in the community they choose to live in now and in the future. It's their thoughts that are important to us as they directly affect the lifestyle they're accustomed to in our unique and vibrant city. We don't always know what the future holds for us, but status quo is just not an option. By design, we do our best to plan appropriate ways to address the economy, infrastructure, connectivity, the safety of our community, and modernization with all of the new and exciting advances in technology. Our city staff works diligently to drive economic growth, and this past year has been no different. We are working on many new and exciting businesses to our city, which I believe will not only benefit our residents and business partners, but also drive visitors to our community. Our diversity makes Torrance a great place to share and learn about other cultures. And there's not a better way than over a delicious meal, if you ask me. Restaurants, shops, and eateries continue to identify Torrance as the place to be, which is fulfilling all of our inner foodie dreams. Momo Paradise is a brand that focuses on traditional Japanese hot pot with a modern twist. They offer a variety of quality international selections that you can cook right at your table. With restaurants spanning more than 20 cities in Asia, you can now pay them a visit on Western Avenue in Torrance. Two popular shops are making their way to Torrance, and some might say they are a hole-in-one. Established in 2012, Sidecar is the brainchild of a creative team brought together by a shared vision of creating a beautiful, new type of gathering place for their beloved community. A twist on the traditional donut, they infuse an exciting, soulful energy into the art of donut making and stand by their commitment to serve the world's freshest donuts. But if you're craving the traditional donut, Torrance will soon be serving that up too. Known for its giant rooftop donut, the world-famous Randy's Donuts is consistently named one of the top donut shops in the country for more than 60 years. It's expected to open next year on the Boulevard in Lomita. Not close enough to affect you, Kurt. We make sure that's taken care of. And what goes great with donuts? Well, you guessed it, coffee. Seven Leaves Cafe is headed to our planning commission with aspiration of opening a new shop in North Torrance. They serve up coffee, tea, and as they say, goodness. They boast themselves as the Asian Starbucks, and since we're welcoming The Asian Starbucks, what about the McDonald's of the Philippines? Jollibee is the largest fast food chain in the Philippines, operating a nationwide network of more than 750 stores in the Philippines. A dominant market leader in the Philippines, Jollibee will be making its way to the Boulevard at Del Amo real soon. I do believe our diversity plays an important role in attracting new restaurants and eateries to our community. According to the Torrance Unified School District, Dr. Mannon, thank you very much for being here, and thank you for the governing board for all you do for our cities. And according to the district, we have 85 languages spoken in our city. The interest to add to the culture of our city is there. In fact, our Office of Economic Development has been speaking with a new eatery that is very interested in planting roots in Torrance. They will bring craft food and drinks unique to our city, all the while respecting the same sustainability goals we strive for. Also interested in growing their business with us, a company that provides a creative environment of office and co-working space to entrepreneurs, startups, freelancers, and innovative companies is currently researching locations in Torrance. You hear that, Sars Regis? But really, with our weather, our proximity to the heart of both Orange and Los Angeles counties, who wouldn't want to be a part of Torrance? Our Office of Economic Development continues to build new relationships with potential business partners. Through their hard work, we recently welcomed new businesses, including Finn, an innovative company bringing water solutions to the market, Stellar Agency, a digital design agency focused on delivering world-class interactive experiences and products, and Chateau Tea Room and Monarch Ballroom have brought a great deal of energy to downtown, joining the likes of the Depot, Red Car Brewery, Torrance Bakery, Madres, Local Kitchen, the Torrance Theater Company. A lot of success of Old Torrance is actually due to the Downtown Business Association. These people got together, and I'm telling you, folks getting together gets things done. So thank you, Downtown Business Association. We appreciate what you do. With the help of our Community Development Department, under the direction of Jeff Gibson, what I call the dynamic duo of Fran Fulton and Dominika Mergadishian also continue to help our existing partners, including businesses such as Mog City, Gayakaku Japanese Barbecue, Hollywood Riviera Studios, Axiom Medical, Physical Optics Corp., and Phenomenix find locations to expand their business inside Torrance. In the past, we have seen some companies move on, but we're always happy to welcome them back. As you saw in the video, Moto Art Studios, a Torrance business that sands, polishes, paints, and redesigns retired airplane parts, made its return to the city. Veckerly Cosmetics, a worldwide successful and expanding key player in the color cosmetic industry, who plays a role in both cosmetics and machinery, also made its return. Established in 1979, Veckerly was founded in Torrance, but made a move to expand in 2010. But now they're back, and they're just steps away from City Hall. All I can say is welcome home. I know we can all feel the absence of Toyota as they make their final exit. Did anyone notice back in 2013 that Toyota changed their slogan to "Let's go places"? Maybe somebody should have asked them where they're going. Well, their signage has come down, parking lots have been emptied, but it was not long after that the buzz started about the property. Who purchased that property? And last year I did not let on that Mr. Rooney was in the house, but I didn't throw him under the bus. But some people figured out who it was, right, Mr. Lee? In October, Irvine-based developer Sars Regis Group acquired the site. And they are the company behind the redevelopment of the former home of Boeing and Douglas Aircraft in Long Beach. SRG has already reached out to our community and have supported many of our local organizations, including the YMCA, the Torrance Education Foundation, Torrance Historical Society, and the Torrance Cultural Arts Foundation. Peter Rooney, president of Commercial Development Division at SRG, has told me specifically that that property there is that he is calling the Torrance Commerce Center is on the 50-yard line of the South Bay. And I couldn't agree with him more. The analogy to football puts it right smack dab in the middle with the best seats in the house. Their plan is to attract companies with a manufacturing and high-tech focus who are looking for potential headquarters. SRG has an interest in creating jobs for the region, and we're happy to welcome them to Torrance and help them in their efforts. With the departure of one motor car company, Torrance welcomed a new company to fill the void. eVelocity, an electric car business, has been working towards making its vision a reality in our community since 2017. Since it planted roots, eVelocity has expanded its workforce significantly, now with more than 200 employees, and with the intention to hire many, many more as they move toward the vision of producing carbon-neutral electric vehicles for daily use. Eric Mika, Government Business Affairs and Business Development for eVelocity, couldn't be here today, and I wish he were. But he sent us a recent update about eVelocity's ambitious path to move to production of their electric car by 2021. He thanked the city for the tremendous help and guidance in growing their 90,000 square foot facility. Eric praised our city staff by saying he could not be more delighted with the relationship all of their various departments have with the city of Torrance. Eric said, from the beginning, Torrance was collaborative, encouraging, and provided the assurances for eVelocity to build its global headquarters here, and the city continues to be. In particular, he wanted to acknowledge James Noe and Danny Santana, who have been outstanding in working with their facilities development. How about a round of applause for Danny and Tritium, a leader in e-mobility, recently celebrated their one-year anniversary in Torrance, and they're already looking to expand. With aspirations of bringing a new product to the EV market, Tritium was awarded $400,000 in federal funding to further develop its extreme fast charging technology. They told me that you'll be able to charge the largest EV battery in less than 15 minutes. That's going to make a big change as we go forward. Our car dealerships also continue to thrive, with several of our dealerships completing storefront makeovers. Our Torrance Auto Dealers Association, or TADA as some call them, recently released their first TV commercial, fully equipped with a catchy jingle. As we see the alternative fuel and automotive industry grow in our community, our breweries also continue to flourish. We used to say bubble up, but flourish is a nicer word. With 8 production breweries and 3 gastropubs with on-site production, Torrance is home to 11 breweries right now, and 3 of the breweries, Strand, Monkish, and Smog City, have already expanded their production space and nearly doubled in size since they first landed here. A different kind of brewery, Health Aid Kombucha, started in 2012 by selling in farmers markets. Now, Health Aid, with more than 220 employees, is available in 15,000 stores, including Target, Walmart, and Ralph's nationwide, and they're brewing 120,000 bottles daily out of their Torrance brewery. 120,000 bottles. And the brewery is located at Glen Crenshaw near the Torrance Crossroads. With each bottle, Health Aid's handcrafted kombucha carries the message to trust your gut and be the champion of the happiest, healthiest you. It also states it was produced in Torrance. And by the way, we love when you include the city in your product labels. Thank you, Health Aid. Also representing Torrance in the region, the Del Amo Fashion Center continues to add to their retailers and open doors to new restaurants and entertainment like EMC Seafood and Dave & Buster's. Burlington Coat Factory, who initially relocated to the Torrance Promenade, decided, we're doing so good here, but with all the action over at the mall, we better be back there too. So they opened a second store back where they were at Del Amo Fashion Center. Just across from the mall, Muller Company continues construction of the soon-to-be reinvigorated Torrance Landmark, rebranded as the Del Amo Crossing. The 12-story business tower, 5-story medical center, and mixed use will also have a multi-story 24-hour fitness super sport club. Looking forward to working out there, huh? Maybe not. Everyone here believes that Torrance is really a great place to be in business. Prologis, the world's leader in logistic real estate, must also share that opinion. They recently purchased 30 acres to add to their Torrance collection. Roadway improvements continue throughout the city. In fact, just last year, we have resurfaced more than 20 miles of streets. In fact, during my term as mayor, 28% of the city's street pavement has seen improvement. This aggressive pavement program will continue into next year with even more work being done. Just a few weeks ago, contractors removed and replaced original sidewalk on Arlington that was nearly 100 years old. Fortunately, they were able to salvage a portion with the contractor's identification stamps, and they delivered that to the Torrance Historical Society for a future display. Connectivity is important to every city, and we are certainly no different. The highly anticipated Torrance Park and Ride Regional Terminal, slated to open next year, continues construction. We work with the region to improve mobility in the South Bay area by introducing reliable and high-frequency transit service options. In fact, there was a meeting this morning to discuss a light rail that will link up the South Bay to the existing Green Line, LAX, and the new NFL stadium in Inglewood. I couldn't attend that Metro meeting, but I want to thank former council member Kurt Wiedemann for taking the time out of his life to travel down there to advocate our position before the Metro Board. Let's give him a round of applause. And speaking about thanks, I want to thank Governor Brown and Assemblymember Al Marsucci for finding $231 million to accelerate the rail service to Torrance. Thank you, Al. And our hope of bringing an urban retrofit of the historic red car to the city is still on our radar. The proposed urban circulator trolley is designed to enhance better connectivity and public transportation, including access to downtown Torrance, the beach, and our business district. The city continues the conversations about moving closer to the smart city concept. We continue to explore cutting-edge tools that are also taking a regional approach to provide the infrastructure for a future fiber optic network. This could improve the speed, security, availability of our internet connectivity. It could really enhance the way our businesses operate. As we mentioned with Tritium and eVelocity, Torrance continues to be an electric vehicle-friendly city. I know, I have one. We continue our goal of 1 mile, one charger project, and as I'm getting older, I'm thinking half mile would be a better number to facilitate the expansion of EV infrastructure throughout our city, so that an EV driver is never more than 1 mile from a charging station within the city of Torrance. We've embarked on this new technology that goes hand in hand with our long-standing partnership with American Honda Motor Company, and through its research and development have been able to participate in their Living Labs program. They've really been working hard to bring a better, smarter, greener tomorrow for everyone. As part of the City Council, and now Mayor, I've been able to build relationships with the Honda team, including Mr. Morikawa. Our distinguished Citizen of the Year, Steve Morikawa, middle name Michael, we learn something every day, has remained an advocate in our community since he joined Honda back in the late 70s. As Vice President of the Executive Office, Administration, and Corporate Affairs Division, how does that all fit on your business card, Steve? He has supported our schools, programs, and events. But as just Steve, you really can see the sincerity and the genuine desire he has to cultivate the arts, healthcare, education, and so much more, not just in Torrance, but the entire region. It's really a pleasure to work alongside you, Steve. Congratulations for this honor you received today. Across the world, public safety is the most important task facing local governments. In Torrance, the safety of our community remains a high priority. Since the changes in ownership of the Torrance refinery, PBF has remained active and communicative with the city in efforts to ensure the refinery is operating safely. The South Coast Air Quality Management District has conducted a number of meetings, including one last week, to discuss the safety of modified hydrofluoric acid. During this most recent meeting, the board directed agency staff to develop a regulation to better mitigate the risk of the use of MHF by May of next year. The AQMD reportedly included a provision for a phase-out of MHF unless the refineries and manufacturers of MHF can provide more technical information on the chemical and show that it can reduce the risk to the public. We will certainly continue to monitor this process as it unfolds. I have the utmost of faith in PBF. Give them a round of applause. Working closely with the refinery, Torrance Fire Department continues to provide safety for our community. Last month, the fire department once again received the highest available rating of Class 1 from the Insurance Services Office, making it 23 consecutive years that they have received this merit of excellence. In addition to being a Class 1, the Torrance Fire Department, under the leadership of Chief Martin Cerna, is currently a candidate agency actively pursuing accreditation with the Commission on Fire Accreditation International. This process ensures the fire department is being community-focused, data-driven, strategic-minded, well-organized, properly equipped and staffed, and focused on outcomes. Once accredited, the TFD will be recognized as one of the most progressive fire and EMS agencies in the nation. The Torrance Fire Department Grow Your Own is an exciting new program that is designed to make young individuals interested in becoming firefighters and provide them a hands-on opportunity to grow and learn about a career in the fire service. We have seen great interest in the Fire Explorer, Auxiliary Firefighter, and Fire Cadet programs. Currently, all levels of the Grow Your Own program are fully functional and filled to capacity. Last October, the Office of Emergency Services was transferred from the Police Department to the Fire Department. Since its new reorg, the team has collaborated with Intelligent Systems, Inc., a local Torrance business, to evaluate its flash flood detection system and advanced weather sensor products. The flash flood detection system is part of a nationwide multi-state test and evaluation project sponsored by the Department of Homeland Security. This year, we welcomed our new police chief, Chief Eve Irvine. And according to our they love you, Chief. And according to our most recent statistics, the city of Torrance has experienced a double-digit reduction in crime rates. Coincidence? Maybe, maybe not, right? But there is a distinct correlation between our crime rates and how we proactively address crime. Our approach begins with a strong partnership with our residents and businesses who immediately report suspicious activity and is coupled with effective police responses to meet the needs of our community. The incorporation of a technology has also proved to be vital. Automatic license plate readers and unmanned aircraft systems, or drones, as you may know them, have served as a great resource to help solve crimes and keep our communities safe. The Torrance Police Department drone program has been in full effect this year. Our team of certified FAA drone pilots can provide immediate aerial support during tactical and police operations and provide real-time situational awareness. Our drone team has played major roles in safely apprehending suspects not only in Torrance but in our neighboring cities. In addition to locating suspects, though, our drones have been used to locate missing persons, photograph crime scenes and major traffic collision, recover evidence, and assist with search and rescue operations at our beach. Without a doubt, the Torrance Police Department drone team has proven to be an extremely valuable asset to our entire department and our entire region. After extensive research and evaluation, the Torrance Police Department outfitted all of our uniformed personnel with body-worn cameras. The department has also incorporated the use of mobile video audio recording system in car cameras. So how are we seeing these new technologies go to use? In the beginning of this year, the Torrance Police Department Economic Crime Section began investigating a criminal fraud ring responsible for placing a skimmer device on a Torrance Community Credit Union ATM. They should have never messed with our community credit union. 38 victims were affected and more than $30,000 was fraudulently obtained. Our detectives took the lead on this case and ultimately identified several international suspects, the Russians, I don't know, who were involved in the crimes. Detectives utilized the ALPRS, the automatic license plate readers, to help identify the rental vehicle the suspects were driving. Shortly after placing the suspects under surveillance, the team was able to make their arrest. Our detectives concluded their case with a search warrant in Hollywood, which led to the recovery of evidence, including the face of an ATM machine, non compos mentis, the criminal element. Police department partnered with the FBI and liaised with the U.S. Attorney's Office to prosecute the case, which received national media attention. Day in and day out, the Torrance Police Department continues to work with our residents and neighboring agencies to ensure our schools, businesses, and citizens are educated in the latest principles and tactics of safety. Let's give them, all of our first responders, a great round of applause. I don't have to tell anyone in this room how fortunate we are to have two major award-winning hospitals in Torrance, and many more medical centers like UCLA Medical and Kaiser Permanente serving our city, our community, our residents. The accessibility of comprehensive medical services contributes to our design by allowing our residents to stay close to home for excellent health care. City of Hope National Medical Center has expanded into the South Bay by opening a new cancer center in Torrance in partnership with Providence Little Company of Mary. Having the City of Hope in Torrance means our community can receive individualized treatment catered to their medical needs. It means they are being provided the correct information to actively participate in their healing process. Combined with Providence Little Company of Mary's long-standing reputation for excellence and compassionate care, the partnership also grants its patients access to the latest City of Hope cancer diagnostic treatments and clinical trials. I know this will benefit our community for many generations. Earlier this year, Torrance Memorial and Cedars-Sinai announced they had a new partnership to strengthen both organizations. Now Cedars-Sinai specialists work collaboratively with Torrance Memorial physicians to deliver the highest standard of care to the South Bay community, giving patients access to clinical trials, the latest developments in medical research, new treatments, and advanced technology. We are also very lucky to have local community organizations that support advancement and research in medicine. Relay for Life of Torrance celebrated its 16th year last April. And their Furey, did you hear that? Their Furey counterparts, meaning puppies, will celebrate their 7th year of Bark for Life next month. City Cable, who has their own television show, Canine Corner, brought in the largest amount of donations at last year's event. I would encourage everybody to attend both these events. Donate freely, and let's get a cure for cancer. Our community really knows how to come together with a purpose and reach goals. We're keenly aware of our growing senior population. Just look at me. I look in the mirror, I say, yeah, we have a senior population. People come to Torrance to raise a family, like I did. But because of our design, they also choose to stay into their senior years. The Wolf Company, a developer of senior living housing, is currently in plan check for a 185-unit senior apartment building near the Delamo Fashion Center, making it one of the largest projects of this kind in our city in years. Our recreation division also provides senior programs and other activities, including the Hermatilum and Bartlett Senior Centers, the Ken Miller Rec Center, Walteria Park Senior Citizen Programs, Focal Point on Aging, in addition to Torrance Transit Senior Ride Program. By city design, we evaluate all populations in our city. Our fairly new Social Services Commission has remained active in understanding and reducing the homeless population, not just in Torrance, but in our entire region. They continue to work with the South Bay City Councils of Government to research appropriate ways to address this growing population. Our city departments, including the police department and the library, have participated in the Greater Los Angeles Homeless Count, created a resource guide, and have stayed abreast of the factors causing homelessness, including poverty and mental health challenges. The Social Services Commission will also host their second Veterans Resource Fair and Appreciation Luncheon on November 9th at the Toyota Meeting Hall, and are currently exploring how to address the special needs community and assist them in their efforts. After years of planning between the city and the Torrance Historical Society, City Council adopted an ordinance to integrate a formal process to designate historic landmarks and districts in our city. The ordinance will create a 7-member Historic Preservation Commission, a Torrance Register of Historic Resources that lists historic landmarks or districts, and allow either the city or homeowners to submit an application for historic designation. And speaking of districts, on June 19th, the City Council approved an ordinance establishing 6 voting districts for the City Council. Despite the fact that this was initiated because of threats of litigation against several California cities, this new voting structure, with a sequence that will begin March 2020, will most definitely affect our city's design, but not our service. So how do we prepare our youth to carry on the standard of Torrance's design? Well, because of our past successes with the 8th grade Students and Government Day program and the high school government class visitations, we continue our partnership with Torrance Unified School District this year, and we will soon start our planning for 2019 programs. In addition, with the help of our residents, Torrance Unified School District has been able to modernize their learning environment. Recent bond measures provided more safety, technology, modernized learning environments that will, in return, improve academic outcome. They provide funding for our current and future students with facilities in which they will have many opportunities. Recently, the district celebrated the opening of the brand new world-class Torrance Unified Aquatic Center. Yeah, a dedicated, nothing like applause for an aquatic center. Maybe we should. A dedicated facility for our 4 high school aquatics teams to practice and compete. I thank TUSD for their support and the residents for their votes in passing these bond measures. They indebted themselves to improve our community. They will continue to provide our current and future students with facilities in which they will have many opportunities to thrive. And maybe, just maybe, we can produce an Olympian or 2. Who knows? The bond measures also help our young adults seeking higher education at El Camino College. The campus looks better than ever, thanks to the support of the community. The construction continues to help bring renovation and modernization to my alma mater. Last year, I mentioned the South Bay Promise, a program that provides free enrollment fees for first-time, full-time students in the El Camino College District. And this year, our very own American Honda Motor Company announced a $50,000 gift to the program. It really is gestures like this when our community comes together. All of this cooperation really makes me proud to be your mayor. Another water element is coming soon to our community. A splash pad at Wilson Park will open next month, replacing the unused and difficult to clean Wilson Park Pond. We had fish in there, turtles in there, birds in there, muck and mire in there. Now we're going to have a beautiful fountain where people can enjoy, and maybe a place where families can go to cool off. Also completed at the park this year, right near there, is our open-air amphitheater, which has already been used for numerous performances and concerts over the summer. Our Cultural Arts Center, which has also been seeing a lot of activity, welcomed the Los Angeles International Ukulele Festival just last weekend. And they also hosted the South Bay Festival of the Arts this past June. Organized by the Torrance Cultural Arts Foundation, in its second year, the event raised more than $72,000 and had an attendance of more than 3,000 guests. The event, which includes musicians, artwork, food and drinks, and activities for the whole family, was a great way to highlight our city's arts and culture. Congratulations to the TOCA board of Directors and to all the members of the Planning Committee for all the hard work they did. Another element of arts and culture that we'll welcome back to the city, Concours d'Elegance, a world-class show of classic, vintage, historical, and special interest automobiles that has been providing funding for charitable and community purposes for more than 2 decades, will return for its second run in our city. Last year, for the first time, they paired first-class Concours level automobiles with vintage aircraft at our historic Zamperini Field. And we are happy to continue the tradition this Sunday from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock. See you at Zamperini Field. We'll be there. So as you can see, Torrance is a city shaped by the community. We shape our cities, and then the city shapes us. I think many would agree when I say it's a privilege to live and work in Torrance. President John F. Kennedy said during his remarks at the Amherst College in 1963, "I look forward to an America which will not be afraid of grace and beauty, which will protect the beauty of our natural environment, which will preserve the great old American houses and squares and parks of our national past, and which will build handsome and balanced cities for our future." I like to think Torrance is a piece of that America to which Kennedy speaks so fondly, a city balanced in its wealth of industrial, residential, and commercial elements, a city that has been shaped by its leaders and community with intention, with purpose, with plans in mind for the future, and with respect for its original, unique design. It is Torrance. It is our Torrance. It's Torrance by design. Thank you.
Afternoon, I'm Barbara Graham with the Torrance